Hello there, welcome to my channel. My name is Chantelle and today it's Inktober day 21. The prompt is bad dog. This prompt I'm going to be taking very literal. I saw bad dog and I know technically it's supposed to be a bad person, kind of like a personality trait really. But I'm taking it like a dog because I haven't done a dog really at all. I haven't done one in ink. I've only really created one dog that I painted. So I was like, I want to do a dog. So I'm not saying that dogs are bad. There are no bad dogs, but I wanted to do a dog. So I'm doing a slightly aggressive looking dog. That's what I kind of thought. I want to do a very literal, it's a bad dog, but no dogs are bad. I know that. And so what I did was I actually popped it in on Pinterest and it didn't really, it came up with some bad dogs. I did actually do what was in my head actually, but one thing that did stand out to me was it was those, those really old paintings of dogs that are in human clothes, and they had I think it was a Labrador wearing a fancy suit, and I just love that. I remember loving those when I was a child, so I wanted to combine the two. So I did a few sketches of bad dogs, kind of dogs that are got their mouth open, kind of growling, kind of barking, just looking a bit aggressive. And firstly, that's a really difficult angle to do. I've done dogs looking straight at the camera, and I mean it's still hard to get the actual length of a nose of a dog on a facing forward dog. And dogs are actually really difficult, I will say that, in my experience. And there's only certain angles where it can be a bit easier. But a dog looking to the side with its mouth open and then trying to get all of the teeth in, it was actually really a lot more difficult than I had thought. I'm quite happy with the dip pen, the actual finalised sketch here. But some of the first sketches I did, they weren't great. The thing with Inktober so far that I've noticed is just how fast that you have to kind of work. Even if I wasn't completely happy with the sketch or the concept, by the time I had done half a page of planning, I kind of had to commit, and that's what I did, especially because I did it in pen. But I think that forced me to actually get on with stuff quite quickly and not be and ahhing about my pencil sketch, or not be constantly rubbing it out and wanting to change it. By doing it in pen, it cemented this is the route that we're going, and I had to do that. And I do think that helped me get the speed up, because I do think it's quite similar to the 100 heads as well. With the 100 heads, even if I wasn't completely happy with something, I had to just get on with it because it was 10 heads a day. And this one, even though it's less than that, it's it's how much time you want to allot to each day, because obviously I have I'm posting on TikTok, I'm posting on YouTube, I have all of the editing to do as well. I just couldn't spend very long on each of the Inktobers. So that's the dip pen sketch for this one. I wanted a white background, and so I had to really work hard to not make splashes everywhere. But then I did the dog. The dog is a German Shepherd, so it was actually really quite difficult in ink to get the kind of marble sort of, well, it's not marble, but the pattern that German Shepherds have, And so I did that in wet on wet, and I think that somewhat looks good. I don't mind it being so dark. It probably wasn't very accurate, and it probably would have looked better if it was lighter. But because the background was light, I didn't mind the dog being dark. So then when I was creating the suit, there was just a combination of trying to figure out what areas would be dark and what would be light, because I'm really trying to focus on getting the contrast. Because the dog was darker, I decided that the shirt collar had to be lighter, but I accidentally spilt a little bit of ink on there, so then that couldn't be completely light, and then that kind of messed me around for the rest of it because it was difficult, because that had to be a light grey. I was like, well, how can I get the contrast for the rest of it? So I decided that the blazer should be really dark, and then I struggled a bit with the collar of the blazer, because I basically had a light grey and a dark grey, and it was kind of well, what can I do as the in-between shade? So eventually I ended up just doing line work, just patterns. Again, the sleeve of the shirt, I was coming up with a word there, I don't know why I couldn't come up with it. The shirt sleeve had to be the same colour as the collar, so there was quite a little bit of thinking actually about the different values, which I generally don't usually do, but working in one colour, it really made me think about the different values that would be needed. And also because, like, obviously the dog's paw had to be the same shade as the actual dog, then I had to adjust, you know, what different values would be around that to try and make sure that the contrast was there. So yeah, that's why I eventually decided on doing stripes for the collar here, just because I didn't want to do like a slightly darker shade of grey because there were so many greys all around it. In the end, I couldn't keep the background white because I had a couple of splashes, so I had to deliberately add some splashes. Here's how Bad Dog looks. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!